भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की,
And ladies and gentlemen, that's the thunderous chant of Bharat Mata Ki Jai coming from the Adampur base in Punjab, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi was present earlier today to meet our IAF Jawans who carried out some critical tasks during Operation Sindoor, India's baseline response to Pakistan-sponsored terrorism. Listen into those nats.
भारत माता की, भारत माता की,
That is the message of solidarity from the Indian Air Force bases.
भारत माता की, 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 भारत माता की.
And those are the visuals coming in from the Adampur Airbase, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi leading the chant of Bharat Mata Ki Jai with all our IAF brave hearts. That is the message going to the entire world. If anybody had doubt, despite of the satellite imagery and the images shown by the DGMOs yesterday on whether India's forward bases are operational or not, that message, that thunderous chant of Bharat Mata Ki Jai has now dissolved any doubt in the minds of the enemy. That's IAF Airbase, Adampur, where the frontline missiles were targeted and destroyed. That is Adampur Airbase, where Operation Sindoor was carried out with a lot of integrity, lot of professionalism, and the terrorists were leveled off at various air bases across Pakistan. That is the airbase which is chanting Bharat Mata Ki Jai, something that no other base on the other side of the border has the confidence or the morale left to do, because they have been leveled off by the same armed forces and the bravehearts. A massive resounding vote of confidence in the forces, a massive show of strength, a massive boost to morale. That is Prime Minister Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, standing with the IAF forces at Adampur base in Punjab. Once again, listen into the thunderous chant of Bharat Mata Ki Jai. I also have Major General K.K. Sinha joining us. K.K. Sinha, sir, the chant is being echoing now throughout the country of Bharat Mata Ki Jai, which is resonating now from the Adampur Airbase. Sir, do tell us, as a soldier on the front line, how much big of a morale boost it is when your Prime Minister visits you at such a critical juncture.
See, this is unprecedented. When during the combat, and thus the combat is got off work, the conflict is on because the war has not stopped, it has just been paused. And the Prime Minister, the head of the state, as executive head, is there among the people and among the fighter and air warriors, and the way the chanting, it increases your morale to sky high. There is no limit. Our morale remains very high, but it gives you such a determination, not only to do your job, but the things, when you give your life for the nation. And it is a message, not message only to the people, not only the people of India. They are saying that he is there. Adampur is in Punjab, and Adampur is a very important base, which repeatedly, Pakistan wanted to hit. Not a scratch has come to that place. That is the message. It is a message to the global community. And because in global community, many people think that the India military might, they can see. It is nowhere happens. We have seen many conflicts which are on, where everything gets devastated. No power or military power in the world has got this integrated system and the the synergy to achieve this. It is unprecedented, especially Prime Minister going over there and meeting the warriors who have carried out unrelentless actions from these areas. So it is a messaging. It is a morale booster for 1.4 crore people of this world, of India. It is a morale booster. The people who stand with India, the people who are, on the side of the righteous, many, from many quarters in the globe and the world, a lot of supports are coming, and this will add further what the India has shown to the complete world, and Pakistan in particular.
Thank you very much, Major General K.K. Sinha, sir, for those inspirational words. I also have my colleague Shravan joining us live from the newsroom. Shravan, this is an image that not even Asim Munir or Shehbaz Sharif can match with their 17 jump cuts long speech. What is the message after 12 hours of enunciating the Modi doctrine? Prime Minister Narendra Modi there standing with the IAF.
Well, in fact, the tagline of the Adampur base is essentially about how the enemies perhaps cannot sleep well, and that's the message that Adampur base basically sends across. Let me just quickly tell you the significance of this base. This airbase happens to be one of the most critical air base of the Air Force, which is in the Western Command. Now, important to point out here is that several of the operations that have been carried out, I'm not naming out which are the operations from where where the Adampur base has been activated, but some of the most critical military operations have been carried out from the Adampur Airbase itself. It is home to various squadrons of MiG-29, and also the fact that you have some of the recently inducted aircrafts in Adampur itself, and that is the reason why the choice of Prime Minister's first visit after the Operation Sindoor is in itself extremely symbolic. And let's be very clear that as far as Operation Sindoor is concerned, the Indian Air Force has played a pivotal role and inflicted a lot of damage on the Pakistanis. The fact that you have the Pakistani airbase completely decimated, and that has been a job that has been done none other than the Indian Air Force. The Prime Minister basically choosing to spend the time with the forces and sending across a message that the entire country basically stands united, salutes the valor of each of our soldiers, in itself is something that one must applaud, given the fact that you have a leader who has basically led this entire fight from the front. In the Prime Minister's message late last night, he has essentially spoken about how the country has come together fighting the adversaries, and let's not forget that in these times we need to be standing united with our forces, because at the end of the day, the kind of preparations that have actually gone into making Operation Sindoor successful, and the challenges that our forces have actually faced while carrying out a successful operation, because for the first time a military operation that has been carried out right deep inside Pakistan. It was no longer an operation that was limited to Pakistan occupied Kashmir, but the fact that it was right inside Punjab and the heart of Pakistan and the stronghold of the Pakistani army. Now, it has basically dealt a decisive blow to the Pakistani army. And now you have the Prime Minister basically addressing our bravehearts here. And the fact that you have one of the most key critical infrastructure of the Indian Air Force being the first choice of the Prime Minister to address all our soldiers. Now, remember, the Prime Minister is not just addressing the Indian Air Force here, but collectively the entire armed forces, be it the Indian Army or for that matter the Indian Navy, because all have played a critical role. It's a coordinated assault on Pakistan carried out by the three services, and that's exactly what the Prime Minister has basically acknowledged on behalf of the entire country.
Well, absolutely.